city lights in my backdrop. Dime piece with me looking like CR ass shots. Music turned up. The 5 is too. The cushion.
Autonomous. My father told me this one time. He said, you know one thing I appreciate about you? Since you became Muslim, you never asked me for anything and you always ask me if I need something. I did it on purpose because I didn't want them to feel they had control over me. Right? Like now we see the IMF, the UN controlling Muslim countries with what? With loans. Like as soon as you start taking even from your family something, you may be subjected to what they want from you. So I knew like I have to have a hustle. Number 2, I have to have my education. Number 3, I have to have my religious education. Number 4, I have to make sure that my practice of Islam is sustainable. Like I'm not in a cult. Right? Is this something I can do when I'm 50, when I'm 60, when I'm 70, when I got kids, right? So I was lucky that I sort of mapped that out in my head.
Did you at any point have a spiritual crisis?
After my Islam?
Yeah.
No. I had a crisis with the community, but not a spiritual crisis.
What do you mean?
So like when I was imam at Boston during the Boston bombing, I was being blasted online, right? It happens even now, right? It's fine. But in that instance, I was receiving death threats from like the far right. That's why I worry about when I see Muslims getting cozy with neoconservatives, the same neoconservatives that I was told by the FBI are trying to, 1 year, don't come to Texas. There's people in Texas who want to, wallahi, kill you. I was told this, right? And now we buddy with these cats. Same people that didn't want us. Look, liberals want to eat our ruh, our soul. Neoconservatives want to eat our body. Malcolm said a wolf and a fox. You know what I mean? So at that moment, when I was receiving death threats, this guy came into the mosque in Boston, said he had a bomb in my office. And then like these Muslims all attacking me for things like I didn't even do or say. But ain't one of them called me. And so I was like, man, this is weird. Like, no doubt I've said controversial things. We all do, right? That's fine. None of us are above criticism. But to amputate the head of a person or to cut them completely off, especially when they're being threatened, defending the community. That was the time where I was like, man, I don't know, man. I'm just going to go live in a cave, bro, make dhikr, be with Allah. So I never had alhamdulillah, man, I love Islam. I love the deen, I love it, alhamdulillah. But I say that my crisis may have been with the community in that way. Yeah.
Sometimes I am on my best when it comes to worshiping, when it comes to practice, but I feel nothing in my heart. And I'm not doing anything wrong usually. Sometimes it's when I'm doing stuff wrong that I most feel stuff in my heart. What's going on?
Yeah, me too, man. You feel that like dent in your soul, right?
Yeah.
So number 1 is we don't worship Allah for a feeling. And a feeling is not necessarily representative of a proper act of worship. The ultimate sign that we're doing what's right is we're doing what's right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what one of my teachers used to say, whoever worships Allah for a feeling worships the feeling. Like Bilal, how was he feeling? Like he's being tortured. Those Sahaba that were starving. People in Gaza, man. You know what I mean? That's hard. It's hard on the body. There's physical pain. There might be spiritual pain. But if Allah has blessed you to be obedient to Him, that is the ultimate sign of your self-worth and value. Whether there's a feeling or not. Because people who rob banks, the endorphins in their brain release and they get like a feeling of inertia. But that's evil. People who commit acts of violence have been documented as saying, yeah, I was on a high. So that would be extremely reductive to reduce my worship to, man, I didn't feel nothing. You didn't say that, I'm saying, right? Me, I didn't feel nothing. Well, who am I? It's not for me. In the sense it's for me as my benefit, but the ibadah is for Allah wahda.
Then why do we worship?
Because Allah commanded us to.
Sometimes Allah commands us to do, for example, not to wear gold as men.
The Prophet ﷺ, yeah.
I mean, what does that even...
That's trust, right? That's trust, right? So these are great questions, man. Important questions. Like, why would I like how gold looks. I like them big fat ropes and, whatever, when I was younger. Not now, of course. But I trust Allah more than I trust myself. Who created me? Who knows me better? Who knows the ins and outs of creation and what's really beneficial and what's really harmful? That's why in Surah Al-Mulk, أَلَا يَعْلَمُ مَنْ خَلَقَ وَهُوَ لَطِيفُ الْخَبِيرُ.
Like, why is gold haram for men?
The Prophet ﷺ, he said gold is haram. It's haram for men, halal for... There doesn't always have to be a reason. Sometimes, Ibn Rushd, he says something beautiful. Sometimes we're tested with commands that have no reason. Like when I became Muslim, I was like, why don't we start in sujood? Why do we start standing? Like, shouldn't we rise to greatness? I was coming out of the Christian tradition. Let's rise to greatness, right? Well, that's Allah's business. That's not my business, right? So every 5 years, there's benefits in having a sip of alcohol every day. Then 3 years later, there are actually no benefits to sipping alcohol every day, right? It's like,
It's every
let me just leave. Fajtanibu la'alakum. Allah said, stay away. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we might find scholars that give philosophical reasons, but those aren't haq. That's theories. But I think, when we find something that's authenticated and forbidden, we can struggle with it. It's okay to struggle with it. It's okay. Okay. But ultimately, do I trust myself more than Allah? Do I trust Allah more than I trust myself? On clear, everything, but especially when things are very clear.
This is a strange question, but have you ever watched Naruto? Are you into
Watch what?
Naruto?
Naruto, no, man. Sorry.
Into any anime?
Nah, I'm sorry, man.
No.
But explain it to me. What is it? Tell me. Teach me.
I just think I think Prophet Ibrahim sums up the whole test of humanity, the whole purpose of life very well, because the whole gold thing is the same thing as the slaughtering your son.
Absolutely. And everyone may have their own gold. That's why one of my teachers used to say, if you really experience the Eid al-Adha, you will find your Ismail and slaughter him. I was like, what? I love my son. He said, no. What your nafs like, that Allah has made forbidden, but you like it, and shaitan helps you rationalize it. You have to make the biha of that. That's the metaphoric son that you are slaughtering, right? It's beautiful.
I often think, and please guide my thought here.
I can't guide you. I can try to work with
my
you.
thought.
Okay, I got you.
The test of life is a lot like those sirens in the ocean, where many times things are made to be beautiful to you on purpose, and then it's a trap. Or those, when Allah gives that example in the Quran where you think there's water in the desert and you keep walking towards it and there's no water, and that's everything. Where the reason why I asked you if you watch Naruto is because they always say a ninja always knows when he's being deceived.
I need to watch this.
Naruto's dope, man.
Nice.
It's actually...
It's not going to take too much time, though.
Oh, it's going to take a lot of time.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try to do it. You can send me ChatGPT summaries.
Okay. You're a ChatGPT guy? How do you feel about AI? Are you...
Best assistant ever. I have a great assistant, Lisa, but it's the best non-human being assistant I've ever had in my life.
Okay.
Absolutely amazing.
Are you pro AI? Did you look into AI?
I'm pro AI with limits.
Yeah.
As long as there's benefit, right? But I think...
Some people think AI is the Dajjal.
No, Dajjal is Dajjal. We have a very important axiom in eschatology that says the foundation of anything mentioned in the context of the hereafter is literal, not figurative.
That's what I think.
So Dajjal's a dude.
Yeah.
It ain't AI.
You think we're in the end of times right now?
No.
Really?
Yes, too many things that have to happen first. Like if we follow all the hadith, Sheikh Muhammad al-Diddo told us for example, the Khalifa Rashida that will come back, the righteous Khulafa that will come back, between that and other things is 50 years. Between Isa and this is 30 years. And I was like,
I thought it's only the Mahdi.
Yeah, no. The Prophet said that, there will be these different sort of eras of Muslim leadership. And one of them he mentions is oppressors. And then he says after the oppressors will come back a righteous Khilafat.
But I
Okay.
feel we've only had oppressors after the righteous Khalifas.
Well, I mean, there are some things that happen, but what he talked about actually happens in between. I can't remember the hadith, man, because it's now almost Christmas. May Allah guide us and guide the people that are,
I feel like
not on the haqq. Yeah. So, for example, people take a lot of things out of context, like, the hour will not start until Allah's name is not mentioned. That's going to happen after Isa has gone and after all the believers are gone. During COVID, when people were saying, "Oh, there's no Hajj, it's the end of times." No, it's talking about after Isa leaves and all the believers, Hadith in Sahih Muslim, all the believers die. There'll be no good people on the earth. There'll be no Hajj. Ain't COVID.
Yeah.
Right, so we got to be careful with that. Omar Ashqar has a great series on the hereafter. I think Dr. Yasir Qadhi did a really good series on that too, on the hereafter.
I think when people talk about the end of times, they're only talking about up to Jesus. They don't really care about.
And also, it's very individual. Like, oh, I lost my job. It's end of times. You ain't that important, bro. You know what I mean? Or like, I got a parking ticket. It's end of times. Right? But, I mean, we see the catastrophes happening in the world. We see the state of Islam and Muslims. We can understand why people might think that. But maybe Allah loves us through these tests. Maybe these are opportunities for us to grow more and to see who's on the haqq and who's on the batil. That's a blessing. I need to know who my enemies are before I can move forward. So maybe it's a blessing.
Sheikh Suhaib,
Barakallahu feek, man. It's almost midnight, bro. Can't believe I pulled this off. 52 years old.
Thank you so much.
It's a geriatric hour.
I really appreciate it, man. I appreciate you taking the time.
Man. Thank you, bro.
Long time coming. You have any final thoughts? That's all the questions I have for
No,
you.
alhamdulillah. I just think.
Flying through the streets, city lights in my backdrop. Dime piece with me looking like see our ass shots. Music turned up.